Hello again, everybody. So it's been a couple weeks since I've done a video, and so I thought I'd go ahead and do a quick video, hopefully quick, and tell you how this process is going, the process that I'm in, which is laying rebar. So we've done footers, stem walls. They brought in, I had underground plumbing done, and then they were going to come back in and just backfill, which basically means bring a tractor in, push the dirt into the trenches that they had created for the underground plumbing for all the drain lines, sewer lines, and then bring in AB, spread out the AB with the tractor, compact it, and then we're waiting for the concrete pad to be poured, which is going to be on Saturday. So this is what I did. I backfilled the trenches myself. We spent so much time. So I'm going to set my radio down here. So we spent so much time, doing our pad and getting proper compaction. I didn't feel comfortable just letting the concrete guys come in and push dirt into these big trenches and roll over it willy-nilly with the tractor for compaction. That wasn't going to be good enough for me. So what I did is I filled the trenches in a foot at a time and rented a jumping jack, which is a big compactor, and compacted each one of the trenches with my boys, and got it compacted really good. And then, so I did that before they brought the tractor out. Then they brought the tractor out. They graded out the pad again, made it level, and then they brought in AB and watered it down and compacted it. And what I did, as soon as they got done doing that, because the house is so big, and I didn't know how long it was going to take me to lay rebar, as soon as they got a section done, I started laying rebar. And so I worked my way around behind them, laying rebar, tying it, and right now I'm at the process of blocking it up on 2-inch blocks. So here's my takeaway from this process. What I did as far as compacting the trenches was the right thing to do. If you're building a house and you've got big underground trenches in your pad, I would take the extra time to wet it down, run a jumping jack, compact it real good, and get that sub base prepared properly. Because these concrete guys are just going to bring a tractor in and roll over a few times with their tractor and call it good, and that's not good enough for me. The next thing that I would suggest doing, and I didn't do it, I never thought about it until after I got rebar almost all laid, is I would have string lined the entire pad in many different areas to make sure that the AB was at the proper elevation. They just ran their grade tractor through here. They didn't do any laser leveling or anything like that. And so now that I got my rebar in and blocked up, there's areas that look high, areas that look low. Now these guys, of course, they're going to save money if they can save, only pour 3.5 inches of concrete as opposed to 4. And so I should have double checked with the string line. I should have run string line from stem wall to stem wall in 10 different directions, measured it out, and graded down the low points. And I didn't do that. But it's too late because, it'd be hard to grade a 2x2 square throughout the entire pad here and do each square at a time. So I'm not gonna do that, but my next house I will definitely do. So that's takeaway. String line your pad, make sure that your AB is at the right level, right thickness, so you're getting your full 4 inches of concrete. All right, so I'm gonna flip this around and let you see the rebar tying. The first part, I kind of eyeballed everything into 2x2 grid, and it shows. It's a little snaky, squiggly. And the next part of the house and the RV garage and the regular garage, I measured it out. I basically cut a stick 24 inches, and I went through and I adjusted every rod as I laid it down and tried to be as accurate as possible, so it looks a little better. In the long run, it's all going to be the same. It's not going to really hurt. It's just the way it looks. So that's what you'll see. Some of it's squiggly, some of it's a lot better than others, and that's because I measured things out. So here, I'm going to turn this off, flip it around, and you can see the rebar. All right, so there's the rebar. I flipped the phone to the side. This is how I should have recorded my last segment, but I didn't. Sorry, guys. So you can see there's squiggliness in my rebar, and it's not evenly spaced. And this was me laying down rebar without measuring things out. So it's all tied. It's tied every 48 inches. And then 2-inch blocks, because there's going to be 4 inches of concrete. And then as we walk over here, things get more straight. Definitely looks better. A little imperfection right there, but you know, it's not going to be perfect. I don't do this for a living, but it's definitely a lot better than the first quarter of the house that I did. Laid all the rebar out, tied it, and blocked it up. Rebar is not required here. I put it in for good insurance because this whole house is going to be large format tiles. So they're going to be like 2x4s pieces that are going to go in here, 2 foot by 4 foot pieces. And if my pad cracks and lifts it all, it's going to crack my expensive tile, and I don't want that. So there you go. All done, almost all done. Just got to finish blocking things up, and then we'll be ready to go. All right, see ya.